I think I should get started. So it's 9:03 right now in the UK. So good evening, everyone, and Ramadan Karim. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Lynn. So I'm the international officer. I'm the international officer here for the MENA team at QA Solent University. So what I'll be covering for you today is Solent University itself. So I will summarize like the reason to study abroad in the UK, the programs that are available through QA. I will talk slightly about the application process, and then lastly, we will end it with some Q&A. And if you have any question, just pop a question on the comment section. Just ask any question, and then I will try my best to get on to them. Okay. So right, just give me a sec. Okay, so right. So for Solent University, okay. So as I mentioned, I'll be covering Solent University itself. I'm telling you what's the benefit of studying in Solent, why do you want to study in UK. So reason to study abroad in the UK. So I know a lot of time is really down to like personal preference or your family connections. So generally, what makes UK such a great destination for studies is really down to 5 reasons. So first of all is the post-study work visa. The UK government have just introduced a post-study work visas that allows students to stay in the UK for 2 years after you complete your studies. So after you finish your undergraduate or postgraduate studies, you can apply to stay in the UK up to 2 years. So you can use these 2 years to look for jobs in the UK. Okay, so the second point is that UK is a cheap study destination if you compare it against the US and Australia. So UK sits between at least £2,000 to £3,000 cheaper compared to the US and Australia, and it has internationally recognized degree and qualification, and it also has the highest student satisfaction rating. And also UK degree takes a shorter time to complete. So for example, in the US, you will usually take up to 4 years to complete a bachelor degree, whereas in the UK you only take up to 3 years to complete a bachelor degree. And then while for master degree, you generally take up to 1 year to complete a master degree in the UK, whereas it would take up to 4 years to complete whereas it would take up to 2 years to complete a master degree in US and Australia. So therefore you save much more time, you save time and you save money while choosing to study in the UK. Okay. So right. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit of history about Southampton Solent. So Solent University is obviously a UK university. So the origin can trace back to a private school of art founded in 1856. So we have more than 150 years of teaching histories, and we finally became a university in 2005. So I would say that Solent University is quite new, it's quite progressive. So we focus a lot on the practical side of education. We provide student the practical knowledge as well as the academic knowledge. So giving our students that kind of connections, experience, and confidence to turn your knowledge into meaningful career. So what you will realize is that everything you learn in Solent, you learn in a classroom at Solent, will be applicable to your future career. Okay, right. So in this live, I will spend around 20 minutes telling you a little bit more about Solent. Then after that, I will answer your question. Okay. Right. So Southampton Solent University is located in Southampton. So Southampton is located in the south of England. Okay, it's just an hour away from London. So say if you are from Egypt, So if you are, say you're from Egypt, you usually what happens is that you would take a flight to London, and then after that you take a train down to Southampton. And from London to Southampton is only around an hour train journey. Okay, so Solent University is in the top 10 for the most affordable UK university for international students. So Solent University is very affordable. So later on, I will mention a bit about the price, about the scholarships that we can offer to students. So what you have to remember at this point is that Solent University is very affordable for students. And we have also been awarded silver in Teaching Excellence Framework. And for those of you that want to study fashion, you will be glad to know that we have one of the top fashion schools in the world. So in terms of Southampton city itself, is probably the 7 or 8 largest city in the UK. So Southampton city, we have around 30,000 students studying in Southampton. Okay, and it's a student city, so what you would expect is that the cost of living is relatively lower, and you should be you'll be paying student prices almost everywhere you go, say in restaurant or in shops. So lastly, for those of you that follow football, so Southampton is the home of Southampton FC Premier League football team. Okay, so just some fun fact about Southampton. So some fun fact about Southampton. So I'm pretty sure many of you have watched Titanic. Okay, so actually on the 10th of April 1912, the Titanic actually set sail from Southampton port before it hit an iceberg 4 days later. And there's a museum in Southampton which dedicated for Titanic. So if you ever choose to study in Solent University with us, or if you visit Southampton, do visit the museum. It's a very beautiful museum. Okay, so I know lots of you, when you want to come to the UK, one of the most important aspect is accommodation. Okay, where do you want to live? Like, do I share a room? Do I live on campus, or do I live off campus? So these are the kind of questions that student usually ask, and it's always on top of the of student agenda. So I know that student accommodation is really it's more than just a roof. It impacts like your social life and how well you actually settle into university life. Okay. So because we know like how important is accommodation for you, and we have an accommodation team here at Solent to assist you before you arrive and even after you arrive. And we also have like 24 hours like security team at our accommodation. So if you have any questions or if you have any concern, you can go up to our accommodation team to raise your concern. Okay, so remember just now I mentioned that the cost of living is low. Okay, so our ensuite room is starting at £140 per week. So what ensuite means is that you will have you have your own room, and you will have your own bathroom. Okay, and then non-ensuite room is starting at £100 per week. Okay, so what non-ensuite room it means is that you will have your own room, but you will need to share the bathroom or the toilet with your fellow flatmate. Okay, so generally in UK university, student don't share a dorm. So every student you will get your own room. Okay, it's slightly different compared to like US university. Okay, so the accommodation is self-catered. So what it means is that the university will not provide any cooked food. So there isn't any canteen that provide cooked food. So you are expected to learn how to cook by using the kitchen in your flat. Okay. Right. So in terms of like facilities, In terms of facilities, I know that student life and facilities are always on student agenda. So a lot of money have been invested to provide like fantastic student experience for students. So, you know, as I said earlier, we like to focus on the practical side of learning. So therefore, when you come to visit like Solent, you will realize that our studio or facilities are in reflection of what the industry are currently using. Okay, so so on top of that, we also have like a sport centers for those of you that play sports or enjoy sport, that you feel like you know, like sometimes. And then we also have like a gym as well. Okay, so and then in our sports center we run classes such as Pilates, yoga, and spin. And for those of you that choose to live at Solent Accommodation, the gym and sports center is free for you to use. Okay, and then lastly, like just to sum up about Solent itself, like as I said, like Solent, we want to focus on the practical side of education, and we know how competitive is the job market. Like all of you, when you invest money to study overseas, it's because you want to have like a good career in the future. We know how competitive is the job market, whether it's in the UK or in overseas. So therefore what we have done here in Solent is that we have something called the Retail Solent. Okay, so Retail Solent is run purely by Solent student. All right, so it allows you as a student to sell the products that you design. So for example, if you study fashion, you design like if you design clothing, you design accessories, or even you design like artwork, you can sell it at Retail Solent. Okay, so with this Retail Solent, it allows you to gain like transferable skills such as customer selling skills, business skills, and negotiation skills. And then we also have something called the Solent Creative. So Solent Creative is a freelance agencies. So you can you can register yourself as a freelancer. So by registering yourself as a freelancer, you can earn extra pocket money, and then you can offer your skill sets to other businesses and individuals. So for example, if you say your if you're accountancy students, you can register yourself as a bookkeeper. You can help. So what you can do is that you can offer your bookkeeping skill sets to the local businesses at Solent. Okay, and then we also have something called the Solent Works. So Solent Works is a student-run event management company delivering event for real clients. So you can register yourself as Solent Works to gain some experience in terms of event management. So what you're able to see here is like the kind of initiative and commitment that we have for you to help you to gain like experience and confidence that will be useful in the future. All right. So so one of the statistics I think is like quite important for all students is that almost 95% of our graduates are in employment or further study within 6 months. Okay, so I think that provides that kind of like reassurance for you to understand that what you learn here at Solent University will be applicable to your future employment or your future career goal. All right, so the next part of this presentation. Okay, so I will talk a little bit more about the programs that we offer at Solent. So for those of you that just joined, so I'll be talking a little bit about giving you a little bit background about Solent University, and then after that we will answer some questions that you ask. Okay, so stay with me. I will also be mentioning something. I will also be mentioning something related to scholarship, how to apply for scholarship, and the kind of support that we provide to student. Okay, so right. So the next part of the presentation, like this training, is really how do I join Solent University. So so there are a few different routes that are available for students to join Solent. So one of the way to join Solent University is through our international foundation program. All right. So so this international foundation program is really for student. Is really for student that just finish your high school. You just finish your high school diploma. You just finish your IGCSE. If you have these two qualifications, you usually will need to do a foundation year. Okay, so during this foundation year, you will build up your academic skills. You will get to improve your English, and you will also is a year for you to adapt to the university lifestyle. Okay, so we have three different pathways. We have the business management pathway, creative industry pathway, and STEM pathway. All right. So it allows you so it will allow you to study, say, engineering, business. We also have football management, fashion design, interior design, even marketing as well. So we have like a range of subjects that allow you to study. Okay. Right. So one of the very popular program here at Southampton Solent University is shipping and port management. So the reason why it's so popular here in Solent University is because Southampton is a very important port, whether it's in the UK or in the EU. So a lot of like export and import, you will know it will go through a port. Okay. So so shipping and port management, this program, most of the time, it will lead to 100% employability rate, whether it's in the UK or overseas. So for example, like today, we rely a lot on imports. So for example, like the iPhone that you use, the laptop that you use will go through a port or a shipping container before it arrives like to the UK or any other countries. So you can see how important is port management and shipping management for any countries. Okay. And this sector, this maritime sector and shipping and port management, this sector itself is a very highly demanded sectors. Just in the UK itself, we hire around 180 people in the UK. So we have more than 180 people in the UK that work in this sector. Okay, and then this program is ranked as number 2 in the UK, and we almost have 100% satisfaction rate for this program here at Solent. And then on top of that, we also have creative industry. So creative industry pathway. So you'll be able to do like say interior design, fashion management, hair and makeup, fashion buying and merchandising. Okay, so I will put the link. I will put the link for that you can see all the programs that we offer here at Solent on the comment section. Just click on the link and you can see we have more than 100 programs that you can choose to study. I'm pretty sure one of the program will be suitable for you. Okay, and then lastly we have the STEM pathway. So that is a pathway related to engineering, mathematics and science. So with STEM pathway, you can go on to study engineering like mechanical engineering, electronic engineering, electrical engineering, renewable energy engineering, computer science, cybersecurity, etc. Again, I will pop the link at the comment section, so you can click on the link to see the programs that we offer here at Solent University. Okay, so one of the very popular program here at Solent, I would like to mention is the renewable energy engineering. So for example, so you may learn how we use solar energy to generate a car, how we use solar energy or water to say charge our iPhone, to move to say generate so basically to generate a car, generate energy. So this sector itself, this sector itself, we also have around close to 100% employability rate. Okay, so that itself, that's the first route. Just to sum up, you can join Solent by by joining our foundation program. But for those of you that have like IB, if you have IB or if you have A level, then you don't need to join the foundation program. So you can join us by going straight to first year of our undergraduate program. So on top of that, the third route as to how you can join us, how you can study at Solent, is through our master program. So we really have like we have close to 50 master programs that you can join us at Solent. All right. So I know that one of the questions that all of you may ask is, what about the September intake? What about your October intake? Will it still go ahead or not because of this coronavirus? Okay, so as for now, our September and October intake is set to go ahead as usual. So we will expect you to travel to the UK in this September, October intake. But of course, we will follow the government guidance. So if let's say the UK government advise that it's safe to travel to the UK and the UK government have already lifted the restriction, then we will run the course on campus. So we expect you to travel to the UK. All right. So what happened if let's say, for example, if let's say by September or October and it's still not safe to travel to the UK, what is going to happen is that we are likely to run our program online. Okay, we will run our program online, and then once it is safe to travel to the UK, then you will apply for your student visa and come to the UK. But as for now, as I said earlier, September and October intake is set to go ahead as usual. All right. So okay. So the next part is scholarship. Okay. Do you have any scholarship and bursary? Does Solent offer scholarship to students? So yes. So at Solent University, we would like to support students. We would like to support you as much as we can. Okay, we don't want money to be we don't want money to a barrier for all of you. Okay, so here at Solent, what we will do is that we will offer scholarship up to 30% only. Okay, if you would like to know how to apply for this scholarship, I would advise you to speak to BESA representative. Okay, speak to BESA representative like Mohammed, Osama, and Ali. They will advise you on the steps as to how to apply for the scholarship, how to get the 30% scholarship. Okay, so just I believe Mohammed, they put something here on the comment page. So give them a call or drop them an email to say that you are interested to study at Solent and you would like to apply for the scholarship, and they are really good in helping you to apply. Okay, I have just popped the link there as well. So we do have our scholarship up to 30% that you can apply. So if we have given you a 30% scholarship, for example, you will get 30% for every year. So for example, if let's say you are applying to study foundation with us, okay, and if for example we have given you a 30% scholarship, you will get 30% for your foundation year, first year, second and third year. So you will get 30% for every year. So we do have a deadline, okay, for this scholarship. So the deadline for this scholarship is 1st of June. Okay, 1st of June 2020. So if let's say you are really interested to study at Solent, you want to take advantage of this scholarship. So what I would advise you to speak to the guy at BESA, okay, to say that you're interested, and then they will help you to apply. So what you need to do is to pay your deposit by to secure this scholarship and your place at Solent. Okay, right. So in terms of the application process, is really quite straightforward. Again, speak to BESA. Okay, they will advise you on the application process. So generally, what we need from you is your passport, your transcript. So if you have like your IGCSE result, if you have like your IB result, send it to the guys at BESA, and then if you have done your IELTS, send your IELTS to BESA. Otherwise, we do have, because I know that many of the IELTS test centers are closed now. Okay, so what we can offer you here is that we have a QA English test. We have this English test that you can do, and it's free of charge. It's quite similar to IELTS, so you'll be tested on reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So again, the representative at BESA will advise you as to how to book the test. So the test is free of charge. And then what we need from you is also a personal statement. So you need to tell us why you want to study in the UK, why you want to study at Solent, and why you want to study the program. Okay, so if you have any question, check with BESA and And if you have any question right now, just pop your question down on the comment section, and I will get to them in a few minutes. Okay, so one of the really common question that we get from students is that, okay, so if I pay my deposit right now, if I secure my place right now, if let's say I don't feel safe to travel to the UK in October, what will happen to my deposit? Okay, so if let's say you want your money to be refunded to you because you don't feel safe to travel to the UK, we are happy to refund the money to you. Okay, but then there will be £150 of admin charge. Another options that we have for you is that you can defer your studies to next intake. So if you don't feel safe to travel to the UK for on this September and October, you can join us for, say, the next January or the October next year. All right. Okay, so yeah, so that's so I will answer your question now. I will answer your question now. Right. Okay, Fahad Allah. I'm not too sure whether you are still online. So where exactly is the college? So Solent University is located at Southampton. So Southampton is located in the south of England. Okay, so Solent is a UK university. So Osama, you asked, I want to study computer science in UK and postgraduate. So yes, we do have postgraduate. We have master program in this area. So get in touch with BESA, and then they will let you know your options, like how to apply and how to apply the scholarships. May I study football? Yes, Ahmad. Ahmed, yes, we do have football studies. We have football management. We even have like football business management. I think we have around three different subjects related to football. I will pop the link. For Solent University at the comment page later on. All right. So okay. Yes, you can study football management. What do you need to qualify to study in the UK? Right. So in order for you to study in the UK, that is a very broad question. So we need you to have at least GCSE or IGCSE equivalent and above in order for you to study at Solent. Okay, so if you have done a bachelor degree, say in Egypt or any countries that you are from, then you probably qualified for a master degree program. So if you have any question, Loazi, get in touch with BESA. They will be able to advise you. Any discount for international student, particularly developing country? Muzamil, you asked this question. Yes. So we do offer scholarship up to 30%. Okay, we do offer scholarship up to 30%. Up to 30%. Domi Kutis, you asked, I want to study in UK diploma in public health. I don't think we have public health, but then do check our website. We might have something similar that you will find that you find relevant. Okay, Bassem, you asked whether can I study marketing? Yes, we do have marketing as well as Solent. All right. Is there computer science, Fahad? Yes, we have computer science for foundation, masters, and bachelors. And Riham, is there any master degree related to pharmaceutical studies or drug design? Well, I'm sorry we don't have this program, but really get in touch with the guys with BESA, because I know they do work with other university as well in the UK. So even though we don't offer this program here at Solent, I'm pretty sure the other university in the UK, they do offer this program. So get in touch, really get in touch with BESA. I want to know what is the requirement to join you for banking studies. So Ahmed El Masri. So what is your current qualification? If you can let me know at the comment section, that I will get back to you. So usually if you join us through our foundation, we need like 5 Cs in GCSE. Okay, so let me know. I need to do OHS. Do you offer them? So I'm not quite sure about the OHS level 4 certificates. Sorry. Do you do them online? No, we don't usually do online studies. Best I can help you to apply. How much is computer science? So so 1 year, so the fees for 1 year is usually around £13,000. Okay, for 1 year is usually around £13,000, whether is it foundation, undergraduate, or postgraduate. But again, as I said, we can offer scholarship up to 30%. Okay, so do take advantage of these scholarships that we offer, because if let's say you join us for the foundation program, then you will get the same percentage of scholarship for every year of your studies at Solent. Is it fully paid? So I think Khalid, what you meant was, is it free? Is it free? So my answer is no. We don't provide like full scholarship for student at the moment. So what we do here is that we provide 30%, up to 30% scholarship per year for you. Okay, any engineering programs? Yes, we have engineering. So we have mechanical engineering, electronic and electrical engineering. Right. Is there any more questions? Right, so I have popped the link here for Solent, and if you click on the link, you'll be able to see the program that we offer here at Solent. Okay. So yeah, BESA can help you to apply, to any, basically any program, like whether is it in Solent or any other university. Wait, do you have any question? Just pop it in the comment box. So Mohammed Hassan, I'm not too sure whether you are still online. I will send you the link for the engineering program that we offer here at Solent. Okay. Here you can see that really depending on you, we even have yacht and powercraft design, yacht design productions, mechanical, future transport engineering, engineering design and manufacture. So we do have like a range of programs there. Right. Right. Mohammed Osama. So you want to ask about the fees. So the fees, all right. So the fees is around £13,000 per year at Southampton Solent University. Okay, but I'm not too sure whether whether you stay with me for this video earlier. So I just mentioned that we do offer scholarship up to 30%. Okay, so we do offer scholarship up to 30%. So you get 30% discount for your fees. So £13,000 and 30%, that would be around like 10,000. Okay, so fees for master degree, okay, that's £13,000. And then I think you asked something about logistics. So you asked something about logistics business degree. So let me see. It's a master level. So under the right, so under the business department, we don't have business and logistic, but we do have something said like we have something related to logistic though. Just give me a second. I'm pulling that page out. Right. Okay, although we don't have business management with logistics, we do have international shipping and logistics, international maritime business, that is for master level. We have maritime business, we have shipping and port management, shipping operation. So as I said earlier, like this area is really highly demanded, almost everywhere. So because the reason why it's so popular and it's so highly demanded is because almost every country in the world, okay, almost every country on this planet, they rely a lot on import and export. So whenever you have like import and export, you need something called like the port management, you need the shipping management, you need logistic. How do you transfer a goods like from like the origin from China, iPhone for example, from China to Egypt, to any other countries. So so this area is a very popular area. Okay, so if you are really interested and you really want to like take advantage of the 30% discount, speak to BESA, and then they will guide you like in terms of the application process. So if you have any question, Mohammed, drop me a line on the comment page, and then I will answer your questions. And I have also sent you the link to our maritime subjects. Okay, so do you offer in UK or only so Southampton Solent University is in the UK, so it's a UK university. But really do speak with BESA. I know even though say like UK may not be like your only destination, so I know they work with different university, say in US, Canada, Australia, like Hungary. So speak to BESA, and if you scroll up, you can see like their contact number on. You can see their contact number here. Any more question, guys? No worries, Muhammad. So if you have any question, okay, so here's my email address. So if you have any question, you can drop me an email here as well. And then of course, like if you do visit BESA. So we have been working with BESA for many years now. So we really like them. We really like them. They are very they provide very accurate information, and they really help you to apply for your studies. Could you please give information about accommodations and living expenses? Yes. Right. So accommodations. So accommodation, we at Solent University, we have our own accommodation. So we run and manage our accommodation here at Solent. Okay. So we generally have around 6 different options for different price range and for different price range. So the price for ensuite room is starting at £140 per week. Okay, and then for non-ensuite room is starting at £100 per week. So I would say for those of you that really want to like come to the UK to study, I really encourage you, at least for your first year, to study to live at Solent, to stay at Solent accommodations. Okay, because I mean, to be honest, it's a great time for you to like to meet people from from different countries, and a lot of social activities happening during in accommodation at Solent. Okay, so right, and in terms of the living expenses, so Southampton is a very affordable city to live. So usually I would say the accommodation will cost you around £400 per month. Okay, and then like for food, I would say food itself, I would say is you should budget around £100 per month for you to live comfortably. And then on top of that, you should factor in like say some traveling expenses as well. So if you live off campus, you live outside of the campus, then you probably will incur like some bus fare, your bus ticket, or some entertainment expenses as well. Entertainment expenses. So it really depending on you, like how much you want to spend. So I would say generally you should have at least £600 to £700 for you to live comfortably at Solent. Okay, so on top of that, like in terms of part-time work experience, if you would like to work part-time as an international student, you are given up to 20 hours for you to work during term time. So you can work up to 20 hours per week during term time. Okay, so we have work opportunity, we have job opportunities on campus. So you can work on campus at the campus shop, you can work on campus like say in the library, or sit in the faculty, or you can even apply for like part-time job at the port. So as I mentioned earlier, Southampton is a port city, so a lot of import and export like will go through that port itself. So if we have a port, that means that there is a demand for part-time worker or agencies workers. So many of our students are actually working at the port itself. Okay, so Omar Ali asked, is there any opportunity to study QTS in UK, and is there a way to get a grant? QTS. I'm not too sure what is QTS, but let me quickly Google what is QTS. Qualified Teacher Status. So we don't have this program at Solent, but Omar, speak to Mohammed from BESA. We do have. I know that we have teaching qualifications, say education studies, early childhood study at Roehampton. Okay. So speak to Mohammed or the guys from BESA. We have education studies at Roehampton. Okay, right. So so the next question is that, okay, so what do I bring? So what do I need to bring to the UK? So after you get your visa, then you need to start packing. What do I need to bring? So what I would usually say is that when it comes to September, October time, it's not too cold yet, so you can bring like a jacket with you, and then after that you can do your shopping here in the UK. So what I would say is that bring some comfortable clothes like jeans. Bring a few pair of jeans. I would advise a really long sleeve shirts, and then the next thing, because I was an international student in the UK a few years ago. What I realized is that stationery can be quite expensive in the UK. So if you can like just bring like extra notepad, extra pen from your home country before pack it in your suitcase before you come to the UK, because I find like the cost to buy stationery can be quite expensive in the UK. And then in terms of like, say if you want halal food, you can really get halal food like almost everywhere in the UK. You can get halal food even on campus. Okay. And then in terms of like SIM card, so once you come to the UK, you can get like a SIM card. You can get a UK SIM card. I wouldn't advise you to bring a lot. Like I wouldn't advise you to bring a lot of cash with you when you travel to the UK, just for safety reason. So probably you want to carry it with you. I would say probably £100. For you to pay for your taxi fare from the airport to Solent. Then once you arrive to Solent, you can open a bank account here once you arrive to the UK. Okay. So sorry, Omar. So you did also ask about whether you can get a grant or not. So we at Solent we don't do 100% grant, but we do provide 50% scholarships. Right. So yeah. So we have got few minutes left, and if you have any question, I think we can take in one or two additional questions before we end the sessions. Let me know if you have any questions. So right. Yeah, so sometimes like a student will ask, do I need to have my own laptop? So it's convenient to have your own laptop, but even if you don't have a laptop, we have our computer room for use. We have our computer room for you to use for you to use. So laptop is convenient, but it's not necessary. Okay, and then yeah, in terms of like clothing, some of the clothing that you wear in Egypt may not be suitable for this weather. Okay, may not be suitable for this weather. You can bring. I would advise you to bring like a few warm clothes. Other than that, I think you can pretty much do your shopping here in the UK. Right. If there isn't any more question, I think we will end our session here. For those of you that joined, really, really thank you very much for joining. And thank you very much for joining. If you have any questions, BESA email or give them a call. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Bye and take care. Take care, everyone.